Hi, good evening. Welcome.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us. My name is Barry. I'm a Mitosu Crafts.
Yes, welcome to our channel. We're independent Stampin' Up demonstrators based in the UK. So if you live in the UK, France, Germany, Austria, or the Netherlands, you'll be able to purchase current Stampin' Up products from our online shop. Do use the card host code, which can be found on our website at mitosocrafts.com to receive a handmade card from us the following month, or any extra gifts if your order qualifies in the form of tutorial bundles designed by the Stamping Glam Squad and the Global Creative Project design teams. For this month, the tutorial bundles available are in the garden, and which is the Stamping Glam Squad with the theme of in the garden. And for the Global Creative Project, it is abstract beauty. So if you order anything from us, that one first. If you order anything from us this month, and it goes up to £45 or more, you will get these tutorial bundles for free emailed the following month. So I have emailed our customers and our teamies as well for the February tutorial bundles, which are also available now on our website, which is the mini bundle and celebration, as well as do it with DSP, I believe. So if you would like to see more inspiration using Stampin' Up products, check out the previous tutorials available on our website as well. So we give away the projects that we create during the live stream. So you will need to pop into our YouTube video channel and pop in a comment, and it'll be put into the random draw. We are streaming to the Facebook Facebook page as well.
We're streaming to both Facebook and YouTube at the same time. But as Jay mentioned, we pulled the comments from YouTube only. So if you would like a chance to win the card, do come in and come over to YouTube. You can find us. Just go to Mitosu Crafts. The link should be somewhere on our page as well. That it is there. So just find us Mitosu Crafts on YouTube, and that's where we'll be putting the names from. So yes, we've got Kevin who's joined us on Facebook. So hi Kevin.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes, our fellow gentleman crafter design team, Kevin, who's also got a channel, so check him out on YouTube.
Lovely.
So before we give away the card that Barry created last Sunday with the Kite Delight, we'll say hello to those of you who are on the YouTube channel. Yes. And have popped in a comment. So we have Janice, Betty H, Susan, hello, Sandra, ready? Nani Shasha. Nani Shasha, where am I? Lolly and San, Sandy McCullough, Kath Rayner, Caroline, Judy, hello to John. We also have Cheryl, Gian, hi Gian, Angelina, Kathy S, Betty Bailey, Sharon, Sherry, Susan, Angie, hello to Connie, and also Linda, Leslie, hi Leslie, Maureen, Denise, Kathy Crafty Sessions, Catherine, Wendy, and Dana. Thank you so much for saying hello and popping in a comment.
We also have Louisa Fields over on Facebook as well. I've just seen your comment come up as well. So hello to you as well, Louisa.
Yes.
All right, Monica. There we go.
And Hannah.
Oh, Hannah should be on.
Yes. On YouTube. Yes. We had questions regarding commenting from Facebook to YouTube. So when you click the YouTube link from Facebook, you will need to sign in to your YouTube/Google account to be able to pop in a comment, and subscribe to our channel, because you can only add a comment once you've subscribed to our channel.
So I'm just reading there. Nani Shasha's comment has popped that on there. It showed my granddad you're assuming they now think you're famous. You are famous.
You are.
Nani Shasha.
And Nani Shasha's on Instagram as well, so follow her. I love her cards.
Good, lovely. So hi Carol as well, joining us over on Facebook. So thank you all so much for joining us. So tonight I'm going to be playing with the Catch You Later stamp set. So you've got me this evening. I'm going to give you a couple of simple cards. So nothing too elaborate, but they're easy. Relatively easy cards to do. So yes, that's what we're going to do this evening. So we're going to pick a winner now for the second card I made on Sunday evening, which is a Kite Delight one. So we will go over to that now, and then we will then crack on with tonight's demonstration. So enjoy. Good luck, everyone, if you popped a comment in.
Ooh, wow, that jumped like how many is
About
that?
5,
Seven.
I think, wasn't
Seven.
it? Was it 7, was it?
Yes. So good luck, everyone. And the winner is, who's it gonna be? Maureen. Congratulations,
Congratulations, Maureen. If you can please email us, barryandj@mitosucrafts.com. Details are up on the screen right now. With your full mailing address, please. And today's date, 2nd of March. Wow, 2nd of March already, 2022. And we will pop that card, this one right here,
Amazing.
in the post to you, if you would like it. So do, Maureen, please message us, email us at barryandj@mitosucrafts.com.
Do you want to do the promos before you crack on?
Oh yeah, are you going to talk about that quickly then?
Yeah. So now that we are in March, there is a current promotion online from our shop, which is the Savings in Bloom. You get 20% off select bundles, as well as the mini stamping cut and emboss machine. So these are the selection of bundles that you can get 20% off. So do check that out, and to check that out, just head on to mitosocrafts.com/bloom, and you'll be able to see all of the bundles and the mini cut and emboss machine from our online shop, and some are available in French and German as well.
Lovely. Thank you very much, Jay. Didn't he do well? So lovely. Right, so let's crack on with tonight's demonstration. So I've got 2 cards for you. I have made 3, but I'm not going to make the 3rd one, but I will show you that one as well. So this is the stamp set which I'm going to be using, so catch you later. It's quite a cute stamp set. If I'm perfectly honest with you, I only really purchased it for this stamp right here and this one right here, because I think it's just lovely. So you are just perfect. With the cat and the fish down here, I think this is just lovely. But the other ones are really cute as well. So you've got some nice sentiments on here. So which is obviously you've got your birthday ones. I think you've got ones obviously for if you're wanting to just say to somebody, I'm always here. Get well soon. Sympathy cards. These ones lend itself to that one there. You've got some fun ones here. You've got some really. I think there's some nice things you can do, and because they're just images, your layouts can be never ending really. Just find that you can make a nice topper set, pop a nice card on there, nice topper, and away you go. And that's pretty much what I'm doing today actually, is I've got some nice simple cards, going to create a topper, and we're going to go. And these are the 2 which I'm going to be playing with tonight, and I've made a 3rd card with this one right here, just to show you at the end. So let's crack on and have a little look. So first things first, I just need to clean some stamps because I've done my prototypes earlier on and I haven't cleaned the stamps, so I just need to just get those ready. So I'm just going to use my stamping scrub right here just to clean off. Great way of cleaning off your stamps. Good. Alright, so, and I'm also going to be using some coloured cardstock for my card bases as well. So we've got here, which is the, let's just double check, cinnamon cider was this one, which I'm going to use for the first card. And I'm just going to cut this down to our normal size, which is 14.6. Oh, who's going 0? Vicky. Oh, you're very confident there, Vicky. I'm feeling quite confident as well, but we'll see. Sherry, not so much. Oh, Linda, definitely not so much. 2. So I'm going to cut this down to 14.6 by 21 and score in half at 10.5. Thank you, Wendy, for sharing the video link. Alright, so I've got that one there, and I'm also just going to cut myself a bit of bumblebee down to size. So I'm just going to take this down to, first of all I'm going to take this to 10 because I just need to work this out. 10 by 14.1, no, it's going to have to be 13.6 because it's not big enough. So I will take that down to 9.5. Okay. So that's that. So I've cut this down to 9.5 centimeters by 13.6 centimeters, which gives me a nice matten layer, so I can then at least steal some of this. I've got a bigger border here, so I can see the nice colour behind. Alright, so that's those ones. And then I'm going to take myself a bit of basic white, which is this one. And because this one here was 9, I'm going to take this one down to, I'm going to take that one down, so it's 9.5, so I'm going to come down 3 millimeters, so that'll be 9.2. Just remember again which was 13.6, so I'm going to take that down to 1. I would take that down to 13.3. So I'm just doing this here, I'm taking it down 1/8 of an inch or 3 millimeters down lower than what my card base was. So that's just going to give me a nice matte and layer right there. I did it a bit back to front, if I'm completely honest with you. What I would normally have done is I would have normally have cut the white first and then taken it 3 millimeters larger. But I don't know why I decided to do it that way first. I've never done it like that before. But so yeah, it's a bit back to front. So, but what I would normally do, whatever your stamping piece is, then the layer we just go 3 millimeters or 1/8 of an inch larger, which is a nice. I think it's quite a nice little size. It's not too chunky, but it's also not too thin. It just shows it through quite nicely. So when that's going to matte and layer down on that cardstock like that, it just shows through. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fold and burnish my card base already. Alright, so that's that one. I will also do a bit of die cutting because I need to just die cut myself out a circle here. Now I'm going to be using, so I'm going to gut the centre part of my bumblebee, and I'm just going to use the layering scalloped die right here. So let me just, I will need the big machine actually. Right. Yeah. I just want to see if I cut it to the right size that it goes for on the mini. I think this might just be a little bit too
wide.
Well, it works. Let's see. So, as we mentioned already, the mini is currently on offer. 20% discount on this at the moment, so which is a bonus. Which is perfect for these smaller dies, but obviously what you need to be aware of is that your piece which you're working with fits through the machine as well. Now this just does fit through, but I've got no leeway, no flexibility. Well, I haven't got much flexibility, but luckily it's not too. So I'm just going to run that through, and I put my handle the wrong side as well.
You were right tonight.
So this is a perfectly portable machine as well, and the reason we know it is perfectly portable is because somebody we know is in Antigua right now, and she took it with her on the plane. So it travels perfectly as well. So yeah. So I've just gutted that one there. Put it in your hand luggage. It travels perfectly. So if you'd like to do a bit of crafting on holiday and you want to take a mini, it works. Alright, so that's that one, and then eventually this will go over the top of this one right here, and then we haven't wasted any cardstock. So we are going to, first things first is I'm going to take my piece which I did here, and I'm just going to grab myself a bit of scrap paper, and I'm going to take my cat and the fishbowl, and I'm going to be stamping this in smoky slate, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to just start off with one kind of down in this area right here. This is my starting point. The reason I'm starting off down here, because this is kind of where I'm going to pop a topper later on, so it gives me an idea so that everything kind of matches around it. And then I'm just going to then just go stamp around randomly around this design. And this is why you'll need a piece of paper underneath, so you can over stamp. Okay. And we're just going to create ourselves a background. So, what is this cat thinking? Put your comments in for us. What do you think the cat's saying to itself?
Add a caption.
Yeah, add a caption.
What
is he thinking or she thinking? Let us know. Alright, so that's that one there. And then what I'm going to do is whilst I've got the stamping out, I'm going to grab my memento here now. And I'm just going to ink this up with memento. And I'm just going to do this so I can then die cut this out of a circle. So I'll just use a bit of scrap. Just making sure that I know it fits over in this corner. That's it there. Yes, Vicky, that's exactly what I was thinking. Dinner. So that's that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this through the machine once again. So I'm going to just grab my snips for this one here, and I'll just take this off so it fits through our mini quite nicely. Alright, so I'm going to grab the mini again. You see I've cut the cardstock down to size, and then I'm just going to run this through. So I've got the layering one. So on I die cut out and I gutted it with this scalloped one first on the bumblebee, and then the circle here is the next one down, so that when we layer them together we're going to get a nice scalloped edge. Okay. So it's just that one right there. Alright, so then when we stick these on together, you can see there that's going to then give us that nice scalloped edge. So just going to do a bit of colouring with this one. So I'm just going to grab myself out some blends here. Excuse me for a moment. I'll grab the load because I've got some colouring from later on as well. Now I don't need the green for this one. I need my blue, and I'm actually using the new blends. What are they actually called, Jay? Natural tones. That's it. I went completely.
Natural Tones collection.
Yeah, the Natural Tones collection is what I'm going to be using for the fur on the cat. Now I'm going to keep this really simple. I'm not doing nothing special. I'm not going to do any flicking and making it all furry and fluffy. I'm just going to be doing some basic colouring. So,
You've been told.
all right. Sorry.
You've been told.
So I'm just going to first things first. We'll start off by colouring in the goldfish. I think it's a goldfish anyway. So we're going to go here. We've got the pumpkin pie, which is actually a colour which I don't use that often, but
it's a nice orange.
It works well, perfectly with this fish. All right, so let's just do that.
How are you going to name the fish?
Percy. I don't know. Jay said, am I going to name the fish? And Percy was the first name which popped into mind. It's probably because of that programme we're watching. That's why I've got Percy in my head. Alright, and then what I'm going to do is I've got myself here some balmy blue, and I'll just colour this in for the water. So did we have any captions for the cat or what he's thinking? I saw Vicky's there, which was dinner. I think it was.
I'm still adding.
So we just colour this in.
Did you want to mention about the natural tones? The collection is available as a full.
Yes, Jason said, yeah, the natural tones. So there is, how many is in there? I was going to say there's 8, isn't there?
There's 5 combos.
5 combos. They are currently available as a combo, so you can currently buy them as a full set. That will be, as far as we know, when they come out in a new catalogue, they will then only be available as a combo, as 2s. Okay, so but if you want them all, you can get them all under just one product number at the moment, and yeah, it just makes it easier for you. So we're just going to go ahead and I'm going to colour in the cat right here. So I'm going to be using the first thing, I've got the medium combo 500 pen, and let's just start off. Yeah, that's the colour I like. So you can colour your cats however you like. I've obviously gone for the browns, but grey is also another very popular colour, I think, for colouring in your animals. So have we got many people watching us on Facebook as well, Jay? Do you know? There's too many names to go in. It's too
many windows.
It's catching everyone's names. And now we're going over to Facebook at the same time. There's another window which is open, which has now got a monitor.
We have 11, so we have. I don't even see people's name now. Why are you not showing? I can't see the comments.
And then I've got here, which is the SU 600, and I'm just going to go over this as well. And I'm just kind of going to do a little bit of a dark shadow around this area, down the bottom where this furry bit is here. But this is about as complicated as I'm going to make it.
So we have Monica,
Yep.
Carol Gates, Chris Turner, and Kathy Sanford on Facebook. We also have Linda. And Linda said, tasty, but not very filling. Kevin said, I wonder if you're tuna flavor.
Yes, Jan, I've just seen your comment there about the colouring through the bowl. Yes, I haven't forgotten about doing that.
Ooh, how about you do that?
So I'm just kind of blending it out a little bit. I'm just making it just a little bit darker down in those bottom parts down here. So that's about as complicated as I'm going to make it.
Are you going to use a lighter brown?
Yes, I will do.
Yes, Minnie. What you want? Come on.
I thought I picked up the wrong one then. I think one of our pens is broken already, but no, I picked up the wrong one. I panicked a bit then. Right, so where have I put... Well, I put a colour down somewhere, and I don't know where I've put it. There it is there. So yes, that's it. I was picking up the light one. So I'm going to go through with... I just need to decide what light colour I want to use on this one. I think this one might be a bit too pinky. Yeah, that one's a little bit too pink. So I'm going to go with the SB and the 900, the SU 900 for this one here, to go through the bowl. And I probably will then just go over it a little bit with one of the darker ones just to need to, until I learn what the actual colours are on this. This is where a colour chart will come in very handy in front of you, which Jay has actually has got. So I'm just going to pop that in over the top, and then I'll go over that one again. So we've got a different shade there as it's going through the bowl.
Cheryl says tasty. Vicky says fish's name is supper.
So we've just got a different tone going on there through the bowl. All right, so that's that one, and then we would give the fish some blue eyes, I reckon, and the cat some blue eyes. That's that one. Right there. All right, so we have got that one done.
Felicia said, "Yum yum," and then Cheryl says, "Wish you were bigger."
There we go, and then what we would do is we'll then just stick that onto our scalloped bit right here. So it's a fun set to have. I think this is, yeah, it's a nice little set. And then stick that on there like so. Alright, and that's that part done for you. Alright, then all we want to do on this one is I just want to grab myself some scrap paper. So, not that one there. I've got myself a bit of scrap from here. Okay, and then we're going to use the You're Just Perfect right here. So I am just going to grab my trimmer, if I could get a trimmer, because Tommy is sleeping on it. Tommy? And I'm just going to cut this down to size. So I've got myself a bit, I'm just going to have a little look to roughly how big this is. So I reckon I could probably take that to about 1/2 inch. I would cut that in half. Yeah. By about 1/2 inch, I would take that to. I might just go a little bit bigger because I can always take it down a fraction. And then we will then try and stamp this as straight as possible in this one right here. So I'm just going to use my grid paper here, and I'm just going to have a rough idea to see how straight I've actually mounted this and if I need to counteract it. So I think I need to just, as I'm looking at it, I think it's pretty straight. So I will go in here. So I'm going to have to take this down quite low so I can see this on my, I've got a bit more of a look. So I'll bring this in a second. I think I stamped that pretty straight. Could probably be a little bit, no, I think that's fine. So then what I'm going to do is I am just going to then just grab my snips, and I'm just going to take it off this side here. And I might just take a little bit off the top. So I probably got 1/2 inch would have been absolutely fine for this one. Alright, so I'm just going to cut that down to a little bit of a smaller size. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to now stick this to this, and then stick this to the card base. Alright, so just need to be aware that of the hole in the middle. So I'm just going to pop the glue to this first, and then go over the top of this. It's just a bit easier and less messy. Okay, and then I will then stick that to that one. So how many of you have got this stamp set? Have you, let us know in the comments, have you got it already? Was it on your radar?
I'll put a poll.
Yeah, try and pop a poll up. Let's have a little poll. We haven't had a poll for a while. And I like this set because obviously, because with stamps on white here, I think you can choose your colours. It doesn't really matter. It's not. So if you wanted to use different colours to somebody's favourite, then again, the background in your layer doesn't need to be this. I think this works quite well with the fact that I coloured the cats. Is this colour? It works quite well. But if you did some greys as well, I think it will work well with any matte and layer on this one. I just think that's how it works. And you can see the reason why I pop this one down here, it gives me an idea because that's roughly where I'm going to stick this back over again. So rather than it being something like that and covering up too many, I know that I've got this down here as my starting point. So when you're doing this, try and have an idea of where you want to stick your topper. Then stamp where you want it to be and then work your way around. So that's why I started with that one initially. Gives me an idea of where I want to stick it. So I'm just going to grab myself some dimensionals right here. So that's good. And then I'll just use up these two pieces. That's it. And that's that sheet done. And we will then stick that over like so, right there. And then to finish this one off, I will grab another dimensional. I will stick this on the one end right here. And then I would then just stick some glue. Is that where I put it? Just have a look at my prototype. Yep. And then I'll stick some glue just on. Like I just seen your thing, Betty. There, I only really wanted it because of the cat and this sentiment. You're so perfect. I just think it was just. I just loved it. But the whole set is actually quite a fun set. So. Tiny amount of glue just so that when that sticks on here, that's going to go down like that, and then that, and there we have card number 1 for you. I think that's quite fun to make. What do you think? So, and again, you can either do some you can pop a colour, a white layer on the inside right here if you wanted to do a bit of stamping on the inside. That one there is crafter's choice. So good, lovely. Right, when I'm going to reset, let me know. So it looks like quite a lot of you haven't got this stamp set in already. So let me know if it does end up into your collection at any point. And I do apologise for spending more of your money. So that's that. Let's pop my glue lid back on. So what has everyone else been saying, Jay? Anything else there?
Who was it? Jeanette said it's been on her wish list for a while now, but there's always something else that SU comes out with.
Yeah, it's funny that way, isn't it? They've always come up with something new.
The waves.
Yeah, the waves take. Yes. So, second card, we are going to be using some Just Jade. We are going to be using some Designer Series paper. So this is the In Colour Designer Series paper right here. And have I not got the one I want? Oh, there it is. That one there. So I'm going to be making a square card for this one today. So let's put that to one side. Alright, so I'm going to be turning this into a 5x5 card. So you take a bit of your A4 cardstock and we will cut it along the short edge at 5 inches. And then I will then take that to 10 inches and then score in half at 5. So yes, you will need to find envelopes for this, or if you've got an envelope punch board, you'll be able to make your own envelopes, which unfortunately Stampin' Up don't sell anymore. But I'm sure a lot of you have got something like that, or some kind of envelope maker in your collection.
They sell the 3x3 envelopes only.
Yes, yeah, 3x3 envelopes. So yeah, you can't get a 5x5 envelope from us, unfortunately, but we're crafters. I'm sure we can make something up, or we can find alternative envelopes. All right, so I've got, what, for an envelope?
Yeah.
Ooh, vellum envelopes. Ooh, that'd be interesting, wouldn't it? So I've got myself my designer series bit of paper right here. So I'm going to take this to 5 1/4. No, sorry, not 5 1/4. 4 3/4. And I'm just going to cut this down. Square, nice and easy. Square cards. And then that is going to go on like so. That can go on there right now because I don't actually need to do anything with this at all. So this can get put onto our card base straight away and can be getting ready. So if you remember, if you do want to win the first card which I made, so if you've only just tuned in and you would like an opportunity to win this one right here, then you just need to come back or you just need to pop a comment in the live chat over on YouTube. So if you're watching this on Facebook, do come over and join us on YouTube to pop a comment in, because that's where we're going to be pulling the names from. Okay. And we send worldwide, so it doesn't matter where you live, we will send it to you if you'd like it. As long as you send us your address, we will send it to you. So that's my first part done. I can then fold and burnish this now. And that's that one. Alright, so you will also need this part. So this was the offcut which you had from the first parts, from cutting it at 5 inches. So we're just going to turn this into a square now. So this was about 3 1/4. It's actually, if we're going to go, it's 8.4 centimeters and 4 4/16. So 8.4 or 5/16. Okay, so I'm just going to turn this into a square and do that. Alright, so we've now got ourselves a nice square. So we're utilising the offcuts which we had as well, with plenty left over. So you'll be able to do this and maybe do some nice matte and layers or something else. Alright, so you've got that one. What I'm going to do now is I'm also going to then just cut out a circle from the middle right here. So we'll just go through my mini. I think it will. Yes, this will go through the mini. 5x5 cards, yeah. I like 5x5 cards. I think they're a nice size. I like square cards in general, actually. I think they're really nice. They're quite fun to make. So I'm just going to centralise that on my Just Jade, and then you'll probably notice that we'll be using a lot of the retiring colours coming up soon. So if you like these colours a lot, they will be retiring from us in June, I think. So some of these colours. So if you like this Just Jade, the Bumblebee, and Cinnamon Cider.
May.
Is it May? Is it? Jay's just told me. So yes, if you like them, get your hands on them whilst you can, because they will be disappearing.
Because the annual catalogue ends end of April.
Oh, okay, so it's end of April, so you've got until the end of April to get these colours. Alright, so that's that one right there. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of embossing. So I'm going to grab my embossing folder, and I've got myself here the Timber 3D embossing folder. Now this is a square one, so I will need the large machine. Unfortunately, this does not go through the mini. But there are embossing folders which do go through the mini, but this one, which I've decided to use, doesn't. So I'm going to pop this in here, and we're going to emboss this. And the reason I've chosen the timber one is because I'm going to be using the monkeys for this one, and I thought it worked. It paired quite nicely with it.
Hey, hey.
Let me just move my. What's that, Jay? Hey, hey.
Hey, hey.
Oh. Yes.
What song?
The monkeys. Hey, hey. I'll let you all continue on with what he's just saying. So we are going to be doing this. So I need plate number 1 and 4 for my 3D embossing plates. So I've got 1 and I have got number 4 right here. Now we just put this through the machine. I'll just go back because it's just easier to get it out this way.
Betty Bailey says, I think square envelopes cost more to mail in the US.
Do they really? Okay, no, the size which I've done for us here, they will cost the same as like we go on thickness more than anything. Well, we do go for width as well, don't we? I suppose, but I think this will definitely fall into the right category for us.
Yeah.
For a letter, unless it goes too thick, then it have to go for as a large letter. Alright, so you can see there I popped this lovely wood texture on here now, which I think works well with the monkeys because they are swinging through the trees. So that's that one. We are going to take ourselves a bit of scrap paper or a bit of basic white again. If I've got a bit lying around.
Do you need some?
No, I've got some here. I'm just trying to minimise on hand what I'm using. So I've got myself here a bit of basic white, and I'm going to cut this because this was, remember, was just like this. We say 3 1/4 inches. I'm going to go a little bit lower, so 3 1/4, which is then going to match this behind right here. Save this little bit for later on because we can do a sentiment on this one. And then what you're going to want to do is, just to make this a bit easier for stamping, you just want to grab yourself a pencil. Grab yourself a pencil here and then layer this over the top and do a very faint line. This will help you with your stamping in a moment because you're going to know where you can stamp around. So it's very similar to a technique which I did on Sunday's video. I did a pencil line to help me know where I was stamping. So let's clean as we go. And we're going to take the monkeys. Alright, and I will stamp this in some memento. So let's ink this up. And these are 2 cute little guys right here. Or girls. Ink that up, and then we can then position this over the top of this circle, and knowing that we can then make sure we can get everything in. But it's a little bit difficult for me because I've got a light in the way. But if it's slightly out, it's fine. And there we have it. We've got that in there within that circle. We will do some colouring, and then I will then just get myself a rubber, and then I will then. But it's so light that you don't necessarily need to. You don't need to. And that's going to go on like so. That will go over the top of that one. Like that. We can, if we want to now, we can then just snip this down a little bit just to make this a little bit easier when sticking onto it. So we can just take a little bit off here, because if we don't quite mat and layer it correctly, it sometimes sticks out. So if I take it off now and cut this down to size, if I don't get it on if I get it on at a slight angle, it's not gonna make any difference, because I did that on my prototype and then I had to get the scissors in and I had to cut underneath it. So it's just easier to take it off now than it is later on. So we've got that one there. We're going to do some colouring again, so I'm going to bring over those blends which I used earlier on. So I've got the Naturals collection, and we are just going to just grab this.
Cheryl said one of each, Barry. Did you ask the question?
Did I ask a question earlier on? I can't even remember what I've asked now. I'm so sorry. So I'm going to just, again, I think I will go with the pinker one for more of the face. I will go with, that's a darker one there. That's an even darker one. And that one there is a middle one. So I'm going to go with, how do I want to do this? I'm going to go with this one right here, which is that one. So I'm going to use this one, which is the SU 500 colour. First off, for the body, so it's quite therapeutic, this colouring. Again, keeping it simple, nothing too special.
Oh, Cheryl said one boy, one girl.
Okay, alright then. Yes. That's that. And then I use the fine tip, the finer tip at the end over here, the bullet points, for colouring in the detail on the leg and on the tail, because it just gives me a little bit more control with doing this here. So that's that one, and then we'll do the same for the other one over here. So whilst I've got the bullet tip open, we will then start and colour in the finer bits. That's that one, and then I'll just go over to the brush for the body. I will do a little bit of blending. I will try and add a little bit of texture to it if we can, but like I say, the stamp has got the lines on it, which kind of gives it some texture without you having to be perfect. That's that one. This is a little bit. So we'll just do it in there. And just flick it around a little bit, just. And they work, they do colour quite nicely in blends. I think the SB, the 600 is quite an orange, it's a reddy brown, if that makes sense. So I think it works really well with that. And just kind of just flick in. And there we go. So we've got a little bit of texture in there. Nothing too detailed, but there's a little bit of a gradient in there. So then when we come to the face, I'm going to go with the SB 900 here, which is quite a nice light skin. It's actually a very
SB.
SU. I keep saying SB for some reason, don't I?
It's not Subo.
And then we'll do this for the face, just so we've got a lighter skin tone, lighter natural tone on the face there. And I will give them blue eyes. Let's just make sure. I don't want to go light though. I don't want to go too dark.
If you look at the cap, that's what they're called on the shop, and it's got the numbers as well.
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much, Jane. So I'm going to go with a lighter one right here, and just pop some blue eyes in there. We will now just go with some Granny Apple Green. So I've got myself some, I'll go with dark, I think, for the branch which they're swinging on. I was going to go with like one of the soft succulent or the evening evergreen, but I thought it was too dark. I was going to go, I'll keep it all tone on tone, or I was going to go with just jade for this, and I thought no, it needs to be a bright branch, bright. So just gone with a nice bit of granny apple green right there. So there we go, that's some simple colouring which we've got done for you. And then what we're going to do is, but I'm not going to do this just yet, we are going to then stick that over the top of this one onto some dimensionals. We can either go onto, I'm just deciding on what I want to do. Do I go decisions? You know what, I'm going to go with my original idea with what I had on this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab myself some ribbon, which is here somewhere because I know I've got it ready. There it is. Or some twine, should I say. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the twine around this piece first, and then we will then stick this onto some dimensionals. Okay, so I've got my twine right here. So this is from the Baker's Twine Essential Pack, which is what I'm using. And we're just going to wrap this round a few times. 1, 2, and let's go around 3 times. And then just need to decide on where I'm going to do that. Come round for the 4th, and then we'll tie it off on that one. So I'm just going to, so now I've got my length. I just need to just tidy this up as I'm doing this. So go around 1, 2, and 3. Come round for the 4th and then tie it off. Okay, and then I just making sure that stays over. See, now why is it when you're on camera it just does not go to plan? Hang on a minute. This went perfectly when I did my prototype. I thought, oh yeah, I can work with some ribbon. I can work with some twine. Get on camera. Doesn't want to play ball, does it?
What are you doing?
I just tying it round and trying to tie it off in a knot. I'm not even trying to do anything special with it.
Did you add the monkeys first to keep it
on my original I did, so
yeah,
actually, which is why I'm struggling a little bit, but I don't want to do that on this one because I didn't like it, because it added a little bit too much height. So what I'm doing is I'm just wanting to tie this off because it's quite flimsy. Bear with me one moment. I just want to, it's just easier to get this sorted whilst it's looser, to make sure we get my bits in the position where I want it to be whilst it's now, before I tie it off.
It's what glue dots were made for, Harry. When this
yeah, I think you may be right. You know what, that's not actually a bad idea.
You need one?
No, I don't need one. I've got glue dots right here. See, you'll give me help as well. You can see when I'm getting myself in the right pickle.
This was.
Tis was. See, the most obvious things to help you, just to hold things in place just a little bit. And then
you normally use like tear and tape or something.
I do. So I'm just doing that, and then I'm just going to then tie this off. Like that. That was all I wanted to do, was tie a knot, but don't put it too tight like I've just gone and done.
Who wants this baker twine?
Yeah, I'm really selling this baker's twine to you, aren't I? Get it? It's amazing. It's so easy to use.
If you're not Barry.
If you're not me, yes. If you're Jay, then it'll probably be perfect. But no, and this is why I don't use embellishments and anything on my cards, because I get myself in a right pickle. Okay, and then we are just going to then just tease this around and just have some bits at the bottom there. Use this. It's just really just to add a little bit of interest to it, but I'm not liking it now. So anyway, let's move on quickly, shall we? Because that's not gone 100% to plan. But the reason I did that is because I wanted to stick this on here, and I want to stick this onto some dimensionals. See, baker's twine and ribbon is like press and seal for me. It doesn't work. So we've just done that, and then we will, no, actually I've done that wrong again. This needs to go on this side here. So I'm just going to carefully just peel this one off. That's fine. So what I needed to do is, because I needed to stick it onto that side so it was on there, I didn't need to stick it on the back of this one. So you can see you can gently peel these off. If you're careful, you can then peel them off, and then you can then still reuse them, so which is fine.
If you apply a bit of heat on the
yeah.
side.
And if not, then that's fine. You can just do that, and then you can use another one. It's only a foam pad. We've got lots of them. I'm sure everyone has got plenty of stuff in their collection, so we're not going to stress over wasting
if not,
a pad.
You can get them from our online shop.
Yes. So then we can then put this down like so. That's going to go over, and then we're then just going to mat and lay. We're just going to mount that on the top like that, and stick over. Okay. Squeeze down on those ribbon parts a little bit, and then we can then stick that onto our card like so. So just need to just tease those bits of string around, and then we can then stick that directly down onto the card base. So it looks a complete and utter mess behind, but it's fine. It's what's everything that's messy behind. That goes on there, and then to finish this one off, we will then just finish it up with a sentiment. So that's just drying, and I think the perfect sentiment for this one here is going to be where you can either go of "I love hanging around with you," or I also like to know "Happy Birthday from Us," because there's two. So that's the one which I'm going to use on this one, "Happy Birthday from Us," which is that one right there. And then we can then use some of these offcuts which we had from earlier on, so nothing is wasted. And then that one there can go on So we'll probably trim this down as well. Yep. Because there's too much white around that. So I'm just going to snip this up.
And instead of missing some bling.
Yes, it probably is.
Do you want some?
I've got the bling right here. And I will stick this one, I think, up the top like that on this particular one here. So I can just go with some glue on this one at the back, kind of like in the center right here. And then that can go on at an angle. Like that.
Angle? Don't even know.
I don't know if you can hear Jay too well in the background. Luckily you probably can't because he talks really low. But it's just as well because his jokes are really bad tonight. So with some bling, see, now this is where I go wrong. So I hope you've got another half an hour to just watch me decide on what bling to use and where to go. Yeah, I'm just trying. What colours are that? Adhesive blacks. No, those green ones there might work quite nicely. So you've got that one. You can never really go wrong with the iridescent or the pearls, really. We have got 2021, 2023, which is these. They could work as well.
Because that paper is even evergreen, isn't it?
It is, yes. So yeah, so I reckon they were the ones I had in mind when you mentioned bling, and were probably the ones I was thinking of as well. But I was trying to get away without not having to use them. But because one of you, who was it who mentioned, was it Anne, was it? Yeah. So, because Anne, you have requested bling, I'm going to have to use bling, aren't I?
Pat's on as well.
Pat's. Oh, Pat, bling bling. Bling bling crafter. Yeah. Oh yeah, okay, we've definitely got to use bling then, haven't we? We can't miss you out, Pat.
Sherry said, try pink.
Try pink.
Yeah.
Pink. So. We will go with, I will probably go with a green because we'll keep it tonal. Now I don't want to go with two, I don't want to
add a pink gem on one of the thing and it'll be a girl monkey.
On one of the, okay, at least you said monkey at the end there. Jay's got a very lovely habit of going, add something on the thing, and then I've got to be a mind reader and go, what is the thing? Does anyone else do that? Go, can you just pass me the thing? And you've got to be a mind reader.
Well, you say Dubry.
Dubry, but Dubry is a remote control. Everybody knows that. So we're just going to go round this. I think we'll just go round the sentiment here. I'm not going on this because I don't want to add any additional height to it. So I'm just going to kind of just go around the sentiment up here. So we're kind of just going. So we've got a little bit of bling, I think, just shows off just over that side. You could always bling this up even more if you wanted to. You could grab yourself the Wink of Stella if you wanted to, and you can make sure this isn't going to be, and you could always just bling this up even further, and the girl can be blinged. She can be all glittery. How does that sound?
Wendy said, a conversation with me is like a game of charades sometimes.
Yep, I know the feeling.
And Sherry.
All the time he says the thing, and I have to look at him and go, Jay, I don't know what the thing is.
Well, you should know.
Most of the time I do know what he's talking about. There's other times I just look at him and go, whatever. So there we go. She is... So we've got one blinged and one not blinged. And there we have it. So there is card number 2. It's 2 simple cards, unless you're using twine. I was happier with my first attempt with my twine, but obviously I had a little bit more time and I wasn't under pressure on camera. I've been able to... and I put the sentiment down the bottom down here. I was able to space it out properly, but the thing which I did differently with this is what Jay picked up on is I stuck this down first onto on dimensionals onto this, and then popped the ribbon the twine round, which then gave me more. It made it more solid, so it didn't move. Whereas it was quite flexible on this. So just bear that in mind if you're doing something like that again. That I will probably I will have a tease with that twine off camera and just make it a little bit tidier. Okay, but you don't want to sit here for another half an hour watching me trying to sort things out. Alright, so that's that, and I'll probably a glue dot underneath here as well because it's all a little bit twisted. So I will have a little look at that. I will make that a little bit tidier for you. But there's card number 2.
Yay!
I hope you like it. Thank you very much. So if you'd like to win this card here and you've popped a comment in on YouTube, then you are in the draw to receive this. I'm sure Jay's going to come over right now and he is going to show you some other fantastic cards which he has made.
No, I haven't made them.
He hasn't made anything. And then we're going to do the live draw for you. And we're going to pick one of you straight away. So... hopefully Jay has got everyone's names there.
Yeah, I've got Ina. So yes, Barry did really well coloring those. Well done.
Just basic colouring, nothing too fancy, but we don't need to. You just need something simple, don't you?
Just a couple of cards from our YouTube channel.